Greetings, people of the internet. I'm Scott with Serkworks Art Labs. Welcome to the underground laboratory where we create robots, aliens, zombies, and other imminent threats to humanity. We also make comics. This is the comic book series that I'm working on. This is my personal project, my pride and joy. It is Young and the Dead. It's the story of kids in a zombie apocalypse. It's like Goonies meets Night of the Living Dead. And you should definitely check it out if you're into that kind of stuff. It's available at Serkworks.com. Speaking of Serkworks.com, so I've got a lot of products up there and everything. A lot of mad scientists, geeky science stuff, geeky pop culture stuff. And I'm looking to put out some more stuff. And I've been working on a few new ideas, some new products and things. Usually after, I'm waiting till March, and today is the last day of February. Man, this month flew by, or maybe it's just because it's a short month, I don't know. But I said to myself, in March I'm gonna launch some new products and everything because January is slow, February is usually a little bit slow, just because Christmas happens and people are still trying to get caught up. But by the time March runs around, I think things start to pick up. So I want to be ready for that, and then I want to put some new products out. I'm thinking of hopefully finally get some t-shirts out there. We'll see. But one of the things I'm definitely going to be working on are some buttons. So if you see all these buttons, these are all buttons that I used to have available on my store, but they're just these little tiny items. When you add the shipping and everything, it just wasn't worth it to a lot of people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack them together, 5 in a pack, and create a theme around them and everything. But with that, I've got to create some more buttons. So I'm thinking of doing that. But yeah, right now I've got all these things are filled with all kinds of different buttons and everything. So I'm trying to come up with some new ideas to kind of wrap these buttons into. So that's one of the things I'm working at, and we're gonna see a little bit more of that when we go to the paralleloscope. But what we have to do is we're gonna talk about what the 100 Days of Making Comics Challenge is all about. 100 Days of Making Comics is started by Kevin Cross, and it's where you take 30 minutes a day, every day, to work on your own personal comic book project. Mine, I guess, of course, is Young and the Dead. But whatever you guys are working on, that's cool. So, like I said before, today is it's the last day of February, day 28, a very short month. But, so that's the last day, so I'm going to write it on the piece of paper here, and we do that every day, and then, hopefully by the time we get to 100, we'll have a lot more progress done on our comic. But speaking of the comic, let's go see what's going on, and so to do that, we got to go to the paralleloscope, so let's get to it. Here you can see some of the buttons that I've created. I'm running low on a few of them, so I got to make some more. Plus I have some new designs that I've created because, like I said, I'm trying to make these packs. So I've got a geek pack, a zombie pack, a hipster pack, a gamer pack, and a comic pack. And there's going to be 5 buttons in each pack, but there are a few that I was kind of lacking on in order to get 5 in each set. So I came up with some new gamer ones and couple of hipster ones, and then I've got some ideas for new sets beyond that too. But those I think 5 will start it off. And as you can see now, I'm just cutting out. I got to cut them out into strips first. I've got a little button punch that'll punch the holes out of these buttons, but they can't be in the big giant sheets, so I have to go ahead and cut those up. Now here you can see the punch. Takes a little bit. You got to kind of line it up. There is another punch that they sell that's a little better than this one. This was kind of just the standard version. It works fine. The other ones I think is a little bit faster. But I bought this whole kit, this button kit for making buttons. I bought it off of Etsy. And I'll have to remember to put a link in the description for that. It's not cheap. You can, if you want, say, just one button, but you want a lot of them, there's places out there where you can get them fairly inexpensively. But the problem is you've got a whole bunch of one particular button, whereas with this I can custom make. I can make 5 of one button if I want. Here you can kind of see the process of making the button. First, you got to put the little metal piece that the button is. Then you put the artwork, and then you put the clear mylar over that, the little circle. And then on the other side, that's the kind of thing that pushes it through, and you put that on this side. And it takes a little while to get used to how to do it, but once you figure it out, then it's real easy, and you can just bang these buttons out really simply. And you'll see right here, there you go, that's the button, aside from the pin that's in the back. And you can stick magnets in them, you can make keychains out of them. These, again, are just gonna be buttons. I found that the buttons sell, you know, I thought, because I like the magnets, I've got them on my fridge and stuff, mine and some other artists that I like that make these buttons. And you can see I'm putting the pin in it. But the magnets, they didn't really sell too great for me, and that was kind of surprising. Now I'm going to make the packaging here. So I just had these printed up at like postcard size, and now I'm cutting them in half, and then I'm going to fold them. But that is like that craft foam. I'm using that as the backing, and I'm sticking these. This I've got to work on to get it done a little faster, because it takes a little while. You can see it's sped up quite a bit, but just to get the positioning and everything so it looks right, it's hard to do. So I may try to figure out a better way to do this, but then I've got to stuff that in the little plastic bag, and I'm just using like trading card bags that you would stick your Yu-Gi-Oh or your Pokemon cards or your trading cards, whatever, in it. Fold that over, staple it, and that's pretty much what they're going to look like. Now we're going to transition right into the thumbnailing of the comic. I think I did some that I didn't record, but I'm kind of moving along. There's still a lot that I need to thumbnail. I don't know if I'm going to show every step of this thumbnail processing, because it might just get repetitive. But I've sped this up quite a bit. But now let's see, what scene are we in? There's a scene at a gas station, and I think I've talked about that a little bit before, that I'm kind of plotting the whole thing out, but I'm trying to figure out my angles and everything like that. So this is definitely giving me a good blueprint for the comic book. I don't know if I mentioned this on the last time that I showed thumbnails, but I may take these thumbnails right into the software, the Manga Studio, and then blow them up, and then kind of probably take the opacity down quite a bit, just so I've got the positioning right where I want it, and then kind of do my rough sketches from there. But I'm a little anxious and a little nervous to get into that whole process of digitally creating the sketchings for the comic, because I'm still, even though I've time here and there working on the tutorial for Manga Studio, but then I've transitioned on to do other things. So some of that I'm like, oh, where were those things at again? Where were all the tools and everything? So I'll have to see, but hopefully it will start coming back to me. I might have to kind of briefly go back through the tutorial again, because if I don't use the program, then I forget how to do it. It's, for me, learning is the constant process of repetition, and the more I do something, the more I know how to do it. So that's that. Okay, that is the end of day 28 and the end of this paper. I guess it was a month long, so it must have been 28 pieces, I guess? Or I might have messed up on a few, I don't know. I don't remember, but I'll have to get another big pad of paper. But the big Sharpie is still going strong. A lot of ink in that thing. So, day 28, we're going to crumble that up. And we're going to say adios to day 28. Adios to February. And very productive month. But hopefully next month will be more productive, because there's a few more days in there. So the hardest thing, though, is that when I started on February 1st, so I knew that day 28 was the 28th of February, but now day 29 is going to be the 1st of March, so it's going to throw everything off. So I'm going to have to really pay attention to what day it is so I don't mess up. But I'm looking forward to it, so I'll see you guys later. That is all. Hey everyone, you've seen the process. Now you can check out the story. Issues 1 through 3 of Young and the Dead are available at my website at serkworks.com. Also follow me on social media at the links listed below. Subscribe and check out some of the other videos in this series. There's much more to come.